I am always intrigued by the account of Jonah because it describes how a relationship with God can still exist even in tension, confusion, and frustration. Welcome to another episode of Byroad Treasures as we dive in to explore the treasures hidden behind this story. To kick off today's study, we are going to look at the book of Jonah, specifically the fourth chapter. And the Bible reads, "It greatly displeased Jonah, and he became angry. He prayed to the Lord and said, 'O Lord, is this not what I said when I was still in my country? That is why I ran to Tarshish, because I knew you were a gracious and compassionate God, slow to anger and great in loving kindness. And when sinners turn to you, you revoke their sentence of disaster against them. Therefore now, O Lord, just take my life from me, for it is better for me to die than to live.' Then the Lord said to him, 'Do you have a good reason to be angry?' Then Jonah went out of the city and sat east of it. There he made himself a shelter and sat under its shade so that he could see what would happen to the city. So the Lord prepared a plant, and it grew up over Jonah to be a shade over his head to spare him from the discomfort. And Jonah was extremely happy about the protection of the plant. But God prepared a worm when the morning dawned the next day, and it attacked the plant and it withered. When the sun came up, God prepared a scorching east wind, and the sun beat down on Jonah's head so that he fainted and he wished to die. And he said, 'It is better for me to die than to live.' Then God said to Jonah, 'Do you have any reason to be angry about the loss of this plant?' And he said, 'I have a very good reason to be angry, angry enough to die.' Then the Lord said, 'You had compassion on the plant for which you did not work and which you did not cause to grow, which came overnight and perished overnight. Should I not have compassion on Nineveh, the great city in which there are more than 120,000 innocent persons who do not know the difference between their right and left hand and are not yet accountable for sin, as well as many blameless animals?' The end. God is not intimidated by our frustrations, disappointments, or displeasure with Him. It is easy to draw near to God when life is going well, when we get yes for our prayers and our circumstances align with our expectations. But when discomfort, loss, or confusion arises, many withdraw. Silence replaces prayer, and the heart begins to dwell on the feeling of betrayal. Why would a good God allow this to happen to me? Yet, authenticity of a relationship is not proven in seasons of ease alone. It is revealed in the moments of tension, confusion, and pain. True relationship endures not only in celebration, but also in confrontation. Frustration with God often arises when we do not understand what He is doing. Jonah is a very clear example. His anger was rooted not in rebellion alone, but in a clash between his expectation and God's purposes. And yet, God did not reject Jonah for his honesty. He engaged him. This is why in Isaiah 1 verse 8, the Bible gives us an open invitation to reason with God. The Bible says, "Come and let us reason together." And further, in the 19th verse, it says, "Then you reap the good of this land." God knows what is best, even when His ways are unclear to us. More importantly, He alone is able to provide counsel for the frustration we carry. Withholding our feelings from Him does not protect our relationship, it weakens it. God is not afraid of your grievances, and you should not be afraid to bring them up to Him. What is the purpose of a relationship if communication only exists when things are pleasant? True intimacy with God allows room for honesty, questions, and even tears. because He is faithful enough to meet us there.